Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for May 28th, 2026. We've got an all Corn Guilds Kingdom today, which is it's the first time I can recall this happening. Uh Maybe it has happened before and I just don't remember, but there's been a bunch of times when we've gotten two expansion Fridays, but one expansion Wednesday or Thursday is very atypical. Especially in this case because we have Ferryman bringing in an extra card, and we still didn't see the other expansion, whatever it was. Um. Anyway, so we've got Stonemason and Remake as the trashing. That's a little awkward. Stonemason is just not a very good thinner. It's a good card for sure, but it's just not good at thinning specifically. And then Remake is attached to Ferryman, so that's going to be slower to pick up. Although maybe that's fine anyway. Just because the other stuff on the board should make it relatively easy to line the Remake up with the stuff that we want to trash. So that could be fine. For draw, we've got Farrier Overpay, we've got Hunting Party, we've got Carnival, and then Herald can also be draw if you chain enough stuff together. And then, depending on what the stuff is, but um, well, no, I guess it's always draw if it's always basically a lost city if it hits. It's always at least a lost city if it hits, I should say. So it doesn't matter how much draw it is. Depends on how long the chain is. But so long as you hit anything, it's effectively draw. Not increasing in terms of increasing your hand size necessarily, but in terms of being able to get cards into play. Anyway, for plus actions, we've got Hamlet and Herald. And then for gains, we've got buys from Merchant Guild and Hamlet. We've got Horn of Plenty. Oh, and Farrier. We got Horn of Plenty. Stonemason can provide gains if you trash a card that costs more than 0, then gain 2 cards, so that's a net gain of 1. Remake does not net gain cards, but it can effectively provide you with gains in like a greening context. I don't think that's going to be very relevant here, but yeah. So we've got this board definitely has all the tools. One thing that is going to be potentially awkward is the combination of Herald and Remake, or even Herald and Stonemason. I guess there's also the question though, of, like, so there's kind of two different Megaturn potential payloads available here. There's Merchant Guild and there's Horn of Plenty. You don't necessarily need to play with a bunch of Heralds in order to do the Horn of Plenty one, and also having the Horn of Plenties in the deck will make the Heralds worse. So that could be an argument between Horn of Plenty and like Remake and Stonemason. That could be an argument for just going in for Hamlet plus actions, and you also don't necessarily need too many too much plus actions from in order to like do the Horn of Plenty deck rather than the Merchant Guild deck. I mean, you're probably going to want to play with Carnival at that point, so that you want some, but I mean, okay, so in terms of like uniques, right? You can reasonably expect to be playing with Hamlet, Farrier, Hunting Party, Carnival, and Horn of Plenty in that deck, and then also Ferryman. Also, Remake. Maybe playing a Remake on the last turn isn't particularly achievable though. We'll certainly end up gaining silvers. Maybe they stick around. So like, maybe play with Merchant Guild. So like hitting the uniques is definitely possible there, even without ever touching Herald. There's also Fairgrounds here. There's like a lot of ways to score. I don't think Fairgrounds is going to be the way to go, but okay. So how do we open? We want to get to Ferryman. Uh, so we want to be able to hit 5. And below 5, there's not a lot like going that's like doing. I think the ideal opening would be well 5-2 would be ideal, but short of that, I think silver and then overpay 2 for farrier would look good. But as it is, it could still be silver overpay 1 for farrier. Hmm. It's not like I'm not exactly excited about taking a silver either, because that's the remakes are necessarily going to turn estates into silvers, and that almost inevitably leads to the conclusion that we're going to end up with heralds in our deck anyway, just because like we're probably going to remake a silver at some point. But I guess that's a problem for later. I don't really see a better line. It's unfortunate. This is probably the worst opening split. Surely is. Oh, frig. Uh, oh. Well, I took a farrier over a hamlet? Really? Why? Uh, we have our 5 down there. Is there anything that's accomplished by overpaying for farrier here? Like, not really, right? We do just take a herald. I mean, we can also remake the heralds into 5s, I suppose. That's looking pretty far ahead, but yeah, I mean, we draw 2 extra cards, and that just means that we trigger a shuffle that doesn't have the remake in it, so I don't think that could be correct. Oh man. Come on. That's so that's fucked up. Like it's a jeez, I'm if I win this game, it's gonna be because the bot fucked up. Like that's oh my god. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god. Wait, where even was the remake? Wait, what the fuck? How did what just happened? I played the fairy. Where is my remake? Oh wait, I saw it. Never mind. Oh my god, I saw it the previous turn and I trashed 2 coppers and didn't even like register. Okay, I don't know why. I thought. I mean, it was still pretty bad for me not to hit 5 there, and the bot freaking has 3 hunting parties already. But I don't know. I just totally like missed that I had already played it somehow. Okay. Wow, that was fortunate though. There is an argument, honestly, for just going for farrier over hunting party. The problem is we are going to need to actually put the good cards into our deck. Yeah, I think I want at least 1 hunting party to Try to cycle here. But, oh my god, we're so far behind. If there's any need to discard here. So we have two more coppers down there. Um, the Herald and another silver. That's not great. Arguably, I should get another farrier. I really want to get like a horn or something, but if we're very fortunate, we could like remake a Herald into one. I think, yeah, I think we just gotta farrier overpay and make sure we don't have a dud next turn. Gold? Man, I'm gonna lose to the bot buying gold. Ugh. All right. I think we play hunting party now. We don't have another herald. We don't have enough ferryman. Okay, so we could remake Herald. Actually, I guess the problem with that is that I don't think there's any way we're drawing through to that, which means it's probably better to just play the Herald. We've got two coppers down there, another farrier, and what else do we have down there? We have trashed four coppers, pretty sure. Maybe have we only trashed three coppers? Yeah, I think we gotta. Yeah. Okay. I don't think turning silvers into heralds looks as appealing as just clearing the coppers out right now. Definitely want a horn. Uh, could get another hunting party. Could get another farrier overpay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8 stop cards. Could also, I guess, consider a carnival. We do have to find like the hamlet for that to really work out, though. Or I mean, or the herald, but haven't really been thinking about stonemason too much. I mean, I just haven't had that much money, but also stonemason is not a very good card in this deck, and is not like a great remake target either. I think it's just gotta be another farrier. Just gotta make sure we don't do that again. We're almost at the point where we shouldn't be, I think, but I'm like the hunting party. It's potentially okay. Oh, god damn it! Okay, well, should have discarded the silver over the copper. I was thinking like I'll remake, the one copper, and I want to also skip past the other copper with hunting party, but Jesus, look how many. This is so. How many gains the bot has, like freaking. Anyway, I think we just stop here. We make Harold to another horn. We really do need another hunting party. Maybe we maybe we do take a stonemason, like stonemason for hunting parties here. We possibly afford to have three, like take another horn here and then with two hunting. I don't know. It seems a little dicey, but I'm gonna try it. And maybe we should take in a carnival, but we only have the one hamlet. Bot's getting a single province here? That's so. I lose to this, I swear. Like 2 golds buying single province. Like, come on, what are you doing, bot? Okay. I guess we're discarding the silver. I was thinking like I can always discard the stonemason. I wanna find the copper possible, but I guess if we have an extra silver, we can just discard that. There's the copper. So those last two cards are a remake, and we got 3 silvers, right? No, we've got 4. One of them was in our discard. Or no, wait, did we draw it? So we do have another silver. Damn it. Which means we could end up skipping over with the hunting party. Wait, there's another horn too. Uh, okay, must be miscounting something. Well, yeah. Fuck. Uh, okay. We clearly can't trigger that shuffle unless we buy a farrier. I really should get a carnival. Mhm. The problem is we don't. Well, even if we do buy a farrier, we don't get much money from it. If we draw a silver, we can get a 3-coin farrier overpay, and at least we offset the stop cards that we top deck. If we draw a horn, not so much. And also like, what do we even do with the remake? Odds are we will draw a silver though. Oh, I guess we'd probably go at 2-coin overpay and trash copper stonemason. Uh, Still maybe the way to go. Just freaking silvers. All right. Um. Yeah, I think I will take a carnival. One more thing party. We're gonna. I'm not gonna be able to remake into horns this coming turn, which is annoying. Oh God. No. Okay, I guess we're taking some heralds. At least those can be remade into things. Oh, that's a problem. Guess we just take some hamlets? You don't want to lower piles too much. I mean, possibly the bot just wins here anyway, but gotta try to do something. Yeah. Oh my God, that was awful. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd have had a chance, or if on that last turn, if I hadn't dudded. Like, even with the bad cards I top decked, I still like drew like almost all of my stop cards. 2 horns and 4 silvers. Like, and the remake. Oh my God. Okay. Now we get to at least Farrier overpay by 2. The bot opens Farrier. This on 3, that does not make a lot of sense, in my opinion. Okay. What? Come on. You've only got a 60% chance of even doing that. That's if they play. Well, yeah. It's, okay. So we've got the ferryman down there. If we overpay for farrier here, we will either not play the ferryman or trigger the shuffle with it. If we instead just take hunting party, there is a chance, small chance, that we bottom deck the remake. Uh, We've got 4 coppers down there, as well as the 2 estates. So if we bury or overpay here, then we would just ferry or overpay again next turn. If we see the ferryman and can cycle, we won't obviously be able to ferry or overpay next turn like we would if we do this turn, because we'll only if we well, assuming we see the remake, we'd be trashing 2 cards, and we'd only have 2 cards left, so that'd only be 2 coins. So we'd probably pick up a Hamlet. It does make it sound like ferry or overpay is the way to go. It's just I don't want to get stuck in the loop of like I have nothing in my deck but farriers. Hmm. Mm. On the other hand, I want to get like the actual good cards into my deck. Or sorry, that's not the other hand. What did I? On the, I want to get the good cards in my deck. I want to not get stuck in the loop of just overpaying for fairies and not actually getting the good cards in the deck. On the other hand, I want to have like the best possible turn next turn. And not getting to play the ferryman also is kind of like underplaying that in a way. I think I'm going to go for the hunting party. Okay. We didn't get to play the ferryman, but we didn't also just like have it as a dead card. Do we want to see? I guess there's nothing we can do to see the other state. Never mind. Okay. Uh, we could just go ahead and discard the estate here and trash 2 coppers and still hit 5. What are those 5 cards? 1 estate, 3 coppers, and a farrier. So the other thing is this might be a time to overpay bunch, in which case it makes more sense to trash the estate. I think so. Oh wait, we're hitting 5 if we trash the estate anyway. I miscounted something there. I mean, I would really like to get a horn. We do at least get to make a bunch of the bad cards miss the shuffle. Hmm. Although honestly, getting a hunting party at this point probably makes more sense than the horn anyway. So we have 5 cards that we would be sad to draw with that farrier. And the Hamlet doesn't matter, so effectively 3 cards that we wouldn't. The Ferryman still wouldn't necessarily save us, but yeah, it's probably got to be overpay Farrier. It's annoying. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Uh, Surely we trashed the last estate here. How many is this? 9. So this could be a stonemason overpay, but then we don't get a horn. It could just be horn and farrier overpay. I think that makes more sense. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's get another horn. Let's probably stonemason for hunting parties and get another barrier overpay. I mean, we could get a carnival. Again, we only have the one hamlet, though. I think I'll go with this for now. Ooh. I guess I'll discard this stonemason. Yeesh. Okay. Okay. What are we doing here? Probably want at least one more horn. Stonemason overpay does get us an extra 5, but I think I'd rather do another hunting party, get a carnival, and a small farrier overpay. Just have to find the hamlet. We should be able to do that. Theory. This opening hand admittedly isn't looking the greatest. Oh my god. Oh my god. On. There's no way we can get 5s off these horns. Oh, wait, yes, there is. We just don't play either the stonemason or the remake. Okay, that might actually be correct. The alternatives are we remake the stonemason, we get a silver, but then we also only have 4 cards to play. If we play the stonemason, we're trashing copper. Okay, I guess stonemason could trash copper, and we'd still have 5 uniques. We wouldn't get to failure overpay, we'd just take a hamlet. I think that's fine. Uh, we're gonna want more horns. I think I'm gonna go horn hunting party. Well, getting low on piles again. 2 horns and 4 hunting parties. We have 4 horns, I believe. Starting a hunting party is not really what I wanted. We can either trash the copper or we can level and hope to draw some more horns. Yeah, all we needed was our 4 horns and 9 coins to win this game. Horn for horn, horn for horn, horn for hunting party, horn for hunting party, stonemason for hunting party by estate. We got the 9 coins. I mean, I guess that means in theory, no, Carnival can't draw 2 horns. God damn it! There's only a 4 out of 9 chance that. Well, no, there's 2 horns down there, so there's a pretty good chance we can draw another horn. I guess what are we even gaining with it is the other question. We have a lot of our stop cards here, which means next turn ought to be good. So I think we go with that option. We probably buy a province and then maybe we gain like 1 more hunting party. That doesn't. Uh, effectively lower piles very much because of stonemason. I guess the same could be said for gaining another horn, but I mean, if the bot goes for gaining more horns, like I don't know how much draw is actually in the bot's deck. It does have some heralds and a carnival. It has some hunting parties. I think I have 4 hunting parties. I don't think I have 5. Maybe I do. I don't think the bot has 3. That's where I'm getting at. But um, we have a province, and the bot empties the horns and has 6 horns to our 4, but then we take, provinces with all of our horns if we have a good turn. I mean, like that suggests we don't really need more horns because we'd have 6 provinces at that point. I mean, granted, there is fairgrounds in this kingdom, so it wouldn't be like a lockout win at that point, but hmm, we do want 1 more horn. We just go like Hamlet Carnival with that. Well, wait, what is this horn gaining then? We could double Hamlet Herald, and then we can potentially remake into a 5 as well. And take a Carnival off the horn. The other thing we could do. Oh no, wait, we're gonna buy a province. What am I talking about? The other thing we could do potentially is take a gold. Uh, Gold can be stonemasoned into stuff. So could the province, granted. Um, I think I'm just gonna take the carnival. Looks like the bot's not doing too much here. Born into a fairgrounds. That's pretty good news. We are going to need plus actions here, but we do kind of. Okay, I think I will discard a horn for an action. Yeah, I guess we play the carnival now. That's good. uh, okay, need to be thinking about the remake situation. We don't. Well, there's also the stonemason. Uh, okay, so I mean to win, we've got 5 horns. So in theory, we can just do like we don't even need money. So maybe there's not really need to overcomplicate this. Uh, Thing party. Hamlet. Discard a horn for an action. Because we know the carnival can draw that. Or wait, do we? Okay, hold on. Horn, silver, horn, silver. So we can draw 2 of those cards and then draw the other 2 with Ferryman and then discard something that we don't care about, which would be one of Stonemason or Remake. Um, yeah, I mean, I think we just have the win, provided we have the uniques. So right now we have 5, 6, 7, and one of these would be 8. We could Stonemason the Remake. Is that right? So Farrier. I mean, I guess we don't even need a province, right? So actually, the uniques thing doesn't really matter. But Farrier, Hamlet, Hunting Party, Carnival, Ferryman, Silverhorn, and then one of these. Yeah, it's actually closer than I realized. Um, but we also, I guess, we get all the cards if it matters. by playing the ferryman first. No, that's not necessarily true. We could draw 2 silvers or 2 horns. Okay. Okay, so horn. We have 8 coins, so we could overpay for hunting party, which means we can save a couple gains and spend those on provinces. Wait, we can't empty the provinces, can we? 5, 6, not quite. Not quite. Okay, yeah, that was still a bit of a mess, but we got there. Um, yeah, the bot did only have 2 hunting parties. Yeah, obviously it goes a lot better if uh, the bot doesn't get the 5-2. We're still fortunate to hit 5 on turn 2 with the fairy overpay. Like if you do that and then you hit 4 instead because you draw an estate, like you're kind of screwed. You basically just like passed your turn without really doing anything. And like you can I mean you can farrier overpay again, but then you run the same risk of not hitting 5. So in fact, I think it's higher, or maybe it's the same. I guess it is the same, right? You have to draw 2 coppers and you have 1 estate, so the odds are again 40% that you'll see the estate. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe from the bot's perspective as player 2, it's worth taking the risk, but I don't love it personally. But in any case, yeah, the bot was just like so far ahead so fast that first game that I don't know. I might have been able to play the end game more carefully, but my deck was so much worse in any case. I don't know what I could have really accomplished. But yeah, would have been, I don't know. I wonder if it would have just really it would have just been nice to have something to turn estates into other than silver so that we didn't have the extra stop cards. Like obviously silver is a lot better than estate, especially when you can overpay for farrier, but still would have liked to, like, I don't know, there wasn't really time to then turn all of them into heralds. I mean the bot tried. But then it also still had 3 coppers left, so I don't know that that's really worth. Like I'd rather, I think, well, I don't know. I guess silver into herald versus trashing and copper, maybe that's not like, I mean, a lot of the time when you're making that choice, if you choose to trash the silver, then you're not gaining like a 5 or something, or not paying as much for farrier, which both have their downsides. And herald here is like only okay, but I don't know. I guess you could make the argument for that, but yeah, I think that's like one of the big things that makes this kingdom a little finicky. Um, Hunting party draw also like is good, but it's not I don't know, voluminous. Carnival draw, like you get more cards, but you do need to get the hamlets, and getting hamlets into your deck here is kind of difficult. when you are like usually when you have like a few coins left over, you're going to be buying Farrier rather than Hamlet. So yeah, it's tricky. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.